Hello and welcome to Coffee Chat. I am today's host, Rrain. With me in the hot seat today is Economic Development Officer Marilyn Crewe, here to talk about a brand new program that is running for the very first time next month. I'm very excited to talk about this. It's called Pathway to Owning Your Own Home. So take it away, Marilyn.
Well, thank you, Rrain. I'm very glad to be here to talk about this today. So just to step back, so the town purchased 320 acres of land last year, Project 320. The first 58 acres is away getting subdivision approval right now.
It's in the process. There's a lot of red tape to go through here.
Yeah, there is some steps. But what that means is there will be 190 single-family residential lots coming available once that subdivision is complete. And the plan is that's a home for a lot of people. So part of, and this all came about because of the housing study that was done the end of 2023.
Right.
That said that the town of Chooseneepawa needs 460 housing units by 2028 to meet current and pent-up demand.
Yeah.
So
that wasn't even accounting for growth. That was just...
That's at 16% growth, and we were at 23 in the last census.
Yeah.
So we were being moderate in our growth numbers when we got the consultants to figure all this stuff out. So one of the things that happens, though, is everyone has a lot of questions about what does that mean? How do I buy a lot? What about a mortgage?
Yeah.
And so I thought that it would be prudent to create a workshop where people could come, spend the day, and hear a series of speakers and get their questions answered all in one place. So my plan is called the Pathway to Home Ownership. It will be held on October 4th at the Yellowhead Hall. All day, so 9 till 4:30. It's going to be speaker after speaker after speaker, talking about various topics to get people to the point where they're ready and they understand what it means to purchase a lot and put a home on it.
Kind of steps in the process to
parts
doing that.
Parts of the process, not necessarily in order because everyone will figure it out differently. But I just wanted to provide all that information in one place. I've invited NACTV to come, so if you're already thinking, oh, I'm booked on October 4th, I can't get there,
we got you covered.
We're gonna have it all recorded and it will be on your YouTube channel, and we'll find ways to connect all of that for people that miss it, or even if they want to re-listen to a speaker, they've worked through a few steps and they're like, what do we do now? Then it will all be there. Yeah. So,
because I remember when Project 320 was first announced, and people were kind of looking at the first subdivision, that first 50 acres. They were ready on the spot to get these lots. It won't even be available until next year sometime.
Right. Yes, and that's
kind of what prompted this, I think.
For me, there was 100 people came to the open house where we were talking about the land becoming available. And I was thinking about how many times we were going to be talking over and over again about all the steps to get there. So why not host a public event, a workshop where people can get all of that information? So then I wanted this event to be free, and I wanted to include local businesses, but I didn't want the speakers to be commercials for specific business. So I was trying to balance all of this out. So the way I've settled in, at least for this first one, I don't know, may tweak it after it's done. So I'm bringing in speakers from outside of our business circle to provide overall general unbiased information to the listeners. But I'm inviting our businesses, so our lawyers, our realtors, our banks and credit union, to provide trade show. So around the outside of the room, my plan is to have all of those locally available services. So in between speakers, the trade show will be there, and people who attend will be able to talk to the local providers of those things that we're hearing about from the speakers.
Connect that information they're hearing to the people who actually provide that service locally.
Locally, yes.
Yeah.
So
Which is sometimes one of the harder things, to connect the stuff you're learning to a practical application of it.
yes, absolutely. So
Yeah.
so I mean, those people that I talk to, they say, "Oh, this is a really good idea." So, but making it happen is a whole nother thing.
Well, there's a lot of moving parts here.
There is. So first of all, I had to find a date, and so October 4th is not a work day for High Life.
Yeah.
Was one of my first steps. Getting space that could be flexible to host a crowd of maybe 300. It's hard
There's
to
a lot
say.
of people interested in this.
And so Yellowhead and now I was trying to find speakers who could provide current information but weren't necessarily associated with a local business. So a couple of the people that I've secured so far, so I have Daphne Shepard, who is the past president of the Winnipeg Real Estate Board.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So one of the things I learned, so Manitoba Real Estate Board has a training department. And so I contacted them, and Daphne reached out to me.
Like a home buyer's training, kind of.
Well, training for realtors,
Okay.
like various things. Anyway, so Daphne reached out and said, "I'd love to come to Neepawa and help you with this. I think this is a great idea." So that was that one.
Okay.
Elizabeth Sims from Minnedosa is coming to do the legal presentation for me. I'm working, working with the town and working with the planning district. Those ones are pretty, they're going to have to be who they are.
That's in-house. That's
so
these departments.
Colleen and Jeff have been given the heads up that there will be information provided by the town and by the planning board. And I'm just finalizing a speaker who will talk about financial literacy and mortgages, so that we can get the saving for the down payment, the whole financial literacy piece, plus what's the difference between a regular mortgage and a construction mortgage? Yeah. Because if we're selling a lot to someone, then they also have to know how to finance the build. Right. Which is different than, here's a house, here's the key. Right. So all of those types of things will be discussed.
And this, of course, is sort of geared towards those lots and that sort of process. But it sounds like a lot of this would also be applicable to anyone buying their first home.
Yes. So because what will happen as lots become available and maybe people build their forever home, other homes will also come available on the market. Yeah. So I want this to not just be about the bare land, but about housing, obtaining housing, whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah. Because I think, and you would know more about the housing study than I do, there's people looking for housing at different levels, like entry level, larger family level, like different housing, apartments, different housing needs.
Yes, so there was, as part of the study, which is available on my website, chooseneepawa.ca, for anyone who is interested in data and stats like I am.
chooseneepawa.ca, you heard it here?
Yes. Okay. So they took a look at what we have, and it was my understanding just from looking at Neepawa is that we need everything from entry level bachelor apartment all the way to larger homes for people who are ready for that next phase of home ownership. So rental, ownership. And then one of the things that they said was that they like to see a 2-to-1 ratio from single family to multifamily development. Okay. So in that study, it shows the number of those units that should be single family residential homes and the number that should be multifamily, like apartments or fourplexes or those kinds of things. So all of that is there. So when I talk to developers in general about housing potential in Neepawa, they have all of that information to help them make the best decisions about what their expertise can bring to the Neepawa market.
And certainly for developers, they're the ones doing the fourplexes, the apartments, the larger things. I think a lot of homeowners, especially if maybe they're not first time or whatever, are getting a duplex themselves and doing that second rental suite. Is that something that's kind of covered here at all, or?
Well, I mean, how a home buyer finances their mortgage is part of the discussion with your bank or credit union.
Absolutely, yeah.
If that's your plan, is to to build a duplex and then you have that rental income, then that's all included as you're negotiating your mortgage.
Right.
So opportunities are there. And certainly Neepawa also has a secondary suite program available. So certainly something that's worthwhile discussing with the planning district as you're working on your plans for your build.
And some of these people will be available at this trade show and this event.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Discuss these possibilities.
To answer all your questions.
Because that is something that also kind of helps to ease our housing needs, is to have those kind of developments happening.
Right. And opportunity for those secondary suites is something that we've seen as a trend right across Canada.
Yeah. So someone who is attending this event on the 4th, what are they walking into? What can they expect to see as far as these presentations?
So the presentations, I'm asking each speaker to allow time for a Q&A at the end. So the speakers will potentially be doing PowerPoint, whatever reinforces their message, and like at least 15 or 20 minutes of Q&A to allow people, if there's something that hasn't been covered, to get those questions answered. And then once again, a trade show around the outside that will allow them to get the local details that they need.
Right. And this is, you said, is running all day.
It's running all day, no charge. A light lunch will be included.
Excellent. So there's really an opportunity for a lot of people to come in, even if you're not ready to do it right now.
Right.
To learn, where do I start?
Yes.
You know, what is the first step I need to take on this road to getting my own home?
Yes, I mean, as much as I consider our newcomers as part of the market for this event, because home ownership in Canada is different than maybe other countries. It's also for anyone, young couples that are thinking, oh, maybe it's time, and then, come and get your questions answered and see what services are available locally to help you on your journey.
And certainly, as we see this growth in Neepawa, it's not just happening around one industry now, it's happening along several. So I think we do see a lot more of those first-time homeowners, young families, coming from elsewhere in the province, elsewhere in Canada as well.
Absolutely. Well, and you think about, what's coming with the hospital
Even just, I was thinking healthcare in particular.
Yes, there will be, people moving here for employment, and not just with the hospital, but all of the spin-off that happens from that. There's potential for, people who are planning to move to Neepawa and want to meet the local ecosystem for home buying, right?
Absolutely.
So the marketing will be out there. So right now I have emails out to businesses that are related to this right now. So like all of my lawyers and my realtors and my banks. Yeah. So they're all out. They have invites to participate. If I have spaces left after September 12th, other businesses that think this is a good audience for them will also be invited. Okay. So there may be more than just these related businesses there. But because I've never done this before, I don't know what it's going to look like.
You actually anticipated my next question, because I was thinking, if someone kind of sees this or hears about this and thinks that is, I have a service that is of great use to people in this system.
Yes.
Is there a place for me?
There will be. Yeah. I don't want it to be overwhelming either. But I honestly, I don't know what it's going to look like. So if I had 20 businesses in the trade show before September 12th, I think that would be a pretty strong showing for a trade show for the all related to the topics. So we'll see after September 12th. I'll probably put a call out through Chamber and through my business list to see if there's anyone else that wants to attend.
Yeah.
And so the other thing that has happened in all of this is that, really, I need a part 2, because I haven't talked about working with a developer or finding a builder or insurance. And so if this one works, maybe by next spring there will be a part 2.
This is what happens next.
So now that you've got through these, or you've got your head around these steps, there's still more. Yeah. And so, I'll keep you posted.
And again, this is the first time you're running this.
Yes.
This is something that's probably going to be needed more than once.
I think
Despite
so.
the fact we're filming it, we will be airing it. Things change.
Yep.
And people want to attend in person. They want to ask questions.
Yes.
So do you anticipate part 1 happening again?
In my mind, yes. Whether I'm not sure what the time. I don't know that it'll be an annual event. I don't know, but
Part 1 and part 2 in alternating years.
maybe and it's the same, right? This phase 1 of Project 320. There's more land after that.
Yeah.
So if this develops quickly, and then we do another round, then maybe there's another round of workshops as well.
Yeah. And part 3, how to start your own business.
That's every day.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Yes. Mhm.
How to build your shop.
Yeah, that's right. It goes on and on. Yes.
So when you envision this, like you said part 2 is maybe coming next, but what happens after this? Like this is over. What is the next step? What does success look like?
So for me, success looks like these people working through the process that's been presented to them that day. It gives them months to figure out how are they raising enough money for a down payment.
Yeah.
What does a down payment even look like?
Yeah.
Have I talked to do I have a pre-approved mortgage? Have I figured out those kinds of things? If I'm going to build, have I talked to planning?
Yeah.
And figured out what I need in order to get, an engineer drawing for my home.
Because those have to be approved. You can't
Right.
just come in and build a box.
Or am I working with a developer or
Yeah.
builder for those steps? Part 2.
Yeah.
So, and so what I'm anticipating is a larger group of people with the information they need to make informed decisions.
Yeah.
So that eventually in 2026, when those lots come available,
Yeah.
they know what that means for them.
Yeah.
They've already
ready.
talked about, what kind of home they want. Do they want an RTM to move in?
Yeah.
And so they can have that all figured
And
out.
these are
and
lots
it's
of
quick.
different sizes as
Lots
well.
40 foot, 50 foot, 60 foot. How much
Yeah.
lawn do they want to mow?
Yeah.
And how does their house fit on that lot, which is a discussion for planning.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that we have a group of 300 educated people who are ready to get on with their first home. That's what I hope.
That sounds fantastic. Again, the date is
October 4th, 9 till 4:30 at the Yellowhead here in Neepawa.
okay. Open to anybody.
Open to anyone, free to attend.
Yeah.
No children under 16.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no childcare provided.
Yeah. No, and that would be very.
But-
with presenters, that is disruptive. Yeah.
Yes, but a light lunch will be included.
And then as far as Project 320 goes and that first phase 1, I know you can't give me exact timelines. Is there an anticipated?
Yes, so my plan is once we have an idea of when those lots are going to be available, so next spring, I'll probably do another open house.
Okay.
Similar, that's what I'm doing. Without approval, I'm saying that, but
Yeah. This is a very estimated timeline.
yes, but I think that in order for people to all get the same information at the same time, an open house is probably the best way to do that. Just considering the response we got to the open house for review of the subdivision idea.
Certainly, which was packed.
Yes.
And I mean that actual shoulder to shoulder packed.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was amazing the turnout that we had
The
for that.
interest in doing this. So clearly
Yes.
this is a very needed workshop. I think it's brilliant we're having this here. Fantastic. People run these sometimes for like, you're just out of college and doing this, but that's not who needs this information. This information is needed by everybody.
Yes, and that's what I want. I want it to be accessible to the entire community
Yeah.
that may potentially be looking at home ownership.
Yeah. And one last question you probably can't answer. Do we know anything about phase 2 yet?
No, it's a box on the wall.
It's a box on the wall.
Box on the map.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Any last thoughts you want to leave anyone with on this?
No, just so that you know, though, you will start to see these posters around town. There's a QR code, so if you're interested in attending, please snap the QR code and and let me know you're coming. That's how I will know how many people for lunch.
Just to get a rough estimate.
Yes.
It will not be accurate, I'm telling this right now,
No,
but
it'll be closer than the guess.
it'll be closer, yeah.
Yes, so please watch for this. It'll also be posted on the town Facebook page. It's in the window of the town office if you can't find it anywhere else.
Yep.
And yes, just please register by September 26th so I can prepare.
Yeah. And if you can't make it, pass your questions on to a friend so they can ask them. It will all be filmed. You will get your answers if you can get them there in time.
Yes, thank you for that partnership. I appreciate you preparing to be there.
It's fantastic for us too. And I mean, I don't know my own home yet either. So I'm really excited for this project as well.
You'll be able to get your questions answered.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming in and talking about this and doing this. I think it's going to be a great success and I look forward to it.
Me too.
Thank all of you for joining us and we will see you there.